welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today we're going to make green grape jelly. The first thing you want to do is you want to procure yourself some grapes. These are Hammerod grapes that I grow in my garden. So you've got your grapes, all of your tools are clean and ready to go. The next step is to grab your Pomona's pectin. We're using this because it works with low or no sugar recipes, and I only use honey here at Happy Apple Core Homestead. We don't use white table sugar at all. Once you've got your pectin package, you're going to open up the calcium powder. We're going to get this mixed up first so that it's ready to go. The whole process really does go fast once the grapes have been washed. So we're going to take a half of a teaspoon of the calcium powder and a half a cup of water, and just mix it up nice and good and pop it in the fridge. We'll be using this a little bit later. At this point, you can weigh your grapes if you want to. Mine are almost 9 pounds. So for 9 pounds of grapes, I should expect to get 8 or 9 cups of juice. That's just helpful to know to make sure that I have enough supplies when it comes time to actually create the jelly. All right, the next step is we're gonna just take these off of their stems and get rid of any blemished or damaged fruit. And we're gonna pop them right into the pot on the stove. Be right back.
No ladybugs were injured in the making of this film.
The grapes are all nice and clean now. They are in the pot on the stove. The heat is on medium. We're just going to pop a lid on there and let them simmer for about 10 minutes until the skins burst open. You can add a half a cup of water to this if you want to. I didn't, because when I was pulling the grapes out of the colander, water was falling off my hands, and that's enough to coat the bottom of the pan so they don't scorch. I'll be keeping a close eye on these though, because I don't want burnt jelly. The grapes are off of the stove and it's time to go to the next step. Because we're using seedless green grapes, we can use the fruit and vegetable strainer KitchenAid attachment. So we'll be doing that today, in addition to running it through the jelly strainer. Alright, so you can see that the pulp is coming out this end and the juice is coming out this end. I'm going to finish this up and be back with you for the next step. The grapes have all been juiced, and it's now time to put it into the jelly strainer. You want to make sure that your jelly strainer is clean and also still a little bit wet. And you're just going to pour it in. Allow it to filter down without squeezing the bag or stirring the bag. That will give you a more clear jelly product in the end. And in fact, if you're not satisfied with how clear it is after this process, you can take your bag, clean it out, line it with a couple of layers of cheesecloth, and run it through a second time, just to get some of that cloudiness out of it. And we've got a lot of pulp here. We're not making jam out of it because I left the stems in, so they will be going to the chickens and they will be oh so happy. The grapes have gone through the jelly strainer, and now the juice is in this container here. I only did it once and I only did it for 2 hours. You can let it drain and drip overnight and you will get more juice. I just decided to do it for about 2.5 hours because I am on a schedule. I'm still happy with it. I did not strain it again. It looks nice. You'll see. It looks fairly clear. I do use Pomona, which some people say causes a little cloudiness, but the benefit of using the Pomona pectin is you can with honey and no sugar. So I have my recipe handy dandy. You'll see me looking at it just to make sure that I do everything step by step. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the juice and we're going to put it back into the pot. It's important to measure it so that you know how much of the other ingredients to use. It's not an exact science. I had 9 pounds of fruit. I have approximately 9 cups of juice. That's pretty cool. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice per cup of grape juice. So I'm using this organic, I'm not sure if you can see it actually, it's kind of getting dark here. Anyway, we're going to do 9 tablespoons of lemon juice right into the pot. Alright, we've got the lemon juice in, and now it's time to put the calcium water in that we made this morning. And we're going to want 1, again, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my recipe as I'm talking to you. So 1 teaspoon of calcium water per cup of grape juice. So I've got my 1 teaspoon, and we're going to put in 9 teaspoons. If you have any leftover calcium powder mixture, you can save this in an airtight container in your refrigerator and use it for your next batch. Alright, the juice, calcium powder, and the lemon juice is on the stove on medium heat while we get the sweetener ready. We need to measure out 1/4 of a cup of honey per cup of grape juice. Alright, we've got about 2 1/4 cup of backyard honey in this bowl, and we're going to just pop in 9 teaspoons of pectin. Alright, our mixture has come to a boil. We have our sweetener ready, and we're just going to dump it all in right at once. No slow roll here. Just going to throw it all in. And then we're going to put it back on the heat, stirring constantly, and bring it back to a rolling boil. Okay, this mixture is ready to put in the jars. And we're just going to ladle it right in. Take your handy dandy tool here, just stir it a little bit. Just go ahead and wipe the rim down. If you don't wipe your rim, then you might not get a tight seal. If you don't get a tight seal, your food will spoil. And nobody wants that. Okay, after the lid is on, the ring goes on top and finger tight. All the jars are filled. We have 12 jelly jars and 7 half-pint jars. We will be processing them in a water bath. Alright, we've double-deckered this. It's okay because the jars are so small. Normally, if these were pint jars, 1.5 quarts, you would never want to do this. And we're going to just pop this up to high heat. And as soon as this hits a rolling boil, we will start the timer for 10 minutes. Alright, it's processed for 10 minutes. It's cooled down a little bit. We're just going to open the lid, take them out, and put them on a clean towel. Hello everybody! It has been 24 hours since we made this beautiful green grape jelly. It is not green in the jar though, it is pink. There are 2 reasons for that. The grapes turn a little bit of a, what you might want to call a brown color, and then I added honey. But really in the jar, it's pink. It's stunning. I'll put a picture up for you to see. All we have to do now is take the ring off and wipe down the rim with a nice wet cloth or paper towel. And that's it. Now you are ready to pop the date on with a Sharpie And if you feel like it, put a label on. I love these. These are dissolvable labels from Ball. Let's see if I can show you closer up. I enjoy these quite a bit because you can put them on the lid, which eventually will be thrown away, or you can put them right on the front of the jar so that when it's in your pantry, you can see exactly what you're looking for. Thank you so much for canning green grape jelly with me. Please subscribe to my page, show me that you support what I'm doing here, and send me a comment if you have any questions. All right, bye.